So this week the idea is to close the walls of the bathroom.
And the ceiling.
That's gonna be really cool. We are finally gonna know the real size of the bathroom. So let's get started. I'm Duca.
And I'm Roberta.
And together we are building our own tiny shipping container house.
So don't forget to subscribe
and to join us every Monday for a new episode.
So the first step to install the walls and the ceiling is to do some reinforcements for the ceiling.
Yeah, because when we did the walls, we thought we were gonna do the ceiling on the same system we done on the rest of the house, that's just supported by beams. But we decided to do it different. You know, just try something different. So we're gonna install all these studs on the ceiling as a regular drywall house, and we're gonna screw to try out to see how it goes. Yeah, I guess this is not a plywood, right?
No.
All the walls of the house are made of plywood, but
a lot of people said that we should have done with drywall, so
it's time to try. It's hard to say which one we prefer if we only did plywood walls until now, so we're gonna build some drywalls and we're gonna check if it's cheaper. I mean, cheaper I guess it is,
cheaper.
But we're gonna check if it's easier to install and if we take less time, and if during the life of the house it's gonna be strong enough or if it's gonna be weaker. It's just an experiment, so we can know through our thoughts what we think. So let's do it. It's much easier to cut than plywood, that's true.
And actually, less than until now.
Now comes the tricky part. We need to put this on the ceiling. That's gonna be scary. But before we do that, we're gonna screw a piece of wood to help us. Check it out. have a ceiling now, that's so cool. Yeah. I still don't believe that these screws hold a panel this big, but they say it does. So we need to try, right? But it's holding in place, and now we know how high it's our ceiling. Yeah.
So here is where the washing machine is gonna be, and here is where the toilet's gonna be.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that, but the toilet, as we have a beam, a metal beam underneath the shipping container, we need to go a little bit back. And in this way, we won't have space on the wall. So we're gonna do a little niche? Just back. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. I guess it's much easier than plywood on this way. That was so quick. Now we just need to pass through the conduits. I don't know if you guys understood, but this is a shaft. We did this in purpose. This stud was not necessary for the wall itself, but this is just to limit this space that we can have as many conduits as we want to bring all the electrical wire necessary to the other side of the bathroom, to the storage place, because there is the washing machine, there is the lights, there is some extra outlets for machines on the storage place. That's the idea. We actually have more than we need, just in case we want.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, just to be safe.
Yeah. We have new patrons this week.
Thanks so much, Luciana
Roberto
and Paulo Cesar. You guys are awesome.
Welcome on board.
Welcome on board, and thanks so much for your support. But we need to get back to work.
Yeah.
So, by the way, all these white things, they are EPS, just for insulation. Mostly not for insulation, mostly for soundproofing, so we don't make noise in the bathroom and everyone listen on the kitchen. So now here is where the stove and the oven is gonna be. So basically we are gonna use a different material, the same one that we use on the walls, 3TC, because there's the aluminum foil and it's better for the heat. We're getting closer to close the walls. I mean, it's insulated now. That's it? That's the dog door?
Nah.
No. here is where the washing machine is gonna be. But for today, I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for this week, I mean, wasn't a huge progress, but it was pretty
For us it was.
Yeah, for us it's a lot. We did a lot this week for us because we're slow.
Also, we are gonna have a wooden frame around here, so that's why we are not gonna put any finish.
Yeah, I don't know if you understood, but this is because the toilet had not enough space, so the toilet's gonna be a little bit inside of the wall. You're gonna understand in the future.
Yeah.
So we have a few explanations for now. You just follow us.
So now, our first impressions of the drywall.
It was cheaper than plywood.
Yeah, that's for
Check.
sure.
It was
Until now, because we don't know about the finishings. We don't know how much we need
true.
paint and everything.
Yeah. It was easier to cut the panels, check, but it was more, we made more dust.
Yeah.
It's a lot more
It's
dirt.
because it's a thin dirt.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, wood is easier to vacuum. This is just, so not check.
It goes inside the floor, it's really hard to clean.
And itches a little bit, so not check. We prefer plywood on this one.
Yeah, in this case.
It's faster to install, but at the same time feels a lot more fragile.
Yeah.
I think if we had done the whole house with drywall, by now it would be destroyed because we hit the walls all the time, and as it is plywood, it's just the same as when we install the walls. So this seems like a lot more fragile.
And I think the other things about the noise, inside the bathroom you can listen like an echo. So I think if it was plywood, we won't listen anything else.
I need to say I disagree. Yeah, I think the problem is because we don't have insulation on the ceiling and on the storage place.
Can be.
So we're gonna give a test later. We're gonna make a test later on. We're gonna put some EPS on the top and some EPS on the back and see if that's okay. Yeah. But might be the panel. We're not sure. I believe it's the insulation. I mean the soundproofing. Yeah, you got the point. All the finishings around the openings, we didn't do it yet because we're gonna have hardwood around the edges, so it's not that fragile as drywall.
We are gonna wait for a bit to give you the last thing about drywall comparing to the plywood. Yeah. And next week we are gonna paint this plywood. Yeah. This drywall.
Yeah, I mean we still need to apply the tapes in between joints, and that's tricky. We don't know. We never done that yet. Most of the people who watched our videos probably live in places where they do drywall all the time. Where we live in Brazil, we do masonry. So we are not used to see, we were not born seeing people doing drywall. So that's why it's a little bit tricky for us.
There's one thing that we knew that we did wrong, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Here we should have done like dislocated this. Yeah. I'm not sure if they can see. Yep. So here we should have done this dislocated to somewhere. Yeah,
that's the wrong way of doing. The connections cannot be on the same spot.
But as we're gonna have a cabinet here, down here, we decided to take a chance and to have just one joint here.
Yeah, the thing is, if cracks there is underneath the balcony, and if cracks there, everyone's gonna see. So we prefer not to have another connection there. Instead, we're gonna have inside of the cabinet. It will be okay.
I think this was the last thing, right? That's it? No more?
I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Speaking too much as usual. We see you guys next week. Oh, by the way, next week, no, not next week, it's the week after next week, we have a huge announcement.
Yeah.
Not yet. Another 2 weeks and we're gonna make a huge announcement.
Yeah.
Not time. I speak too much, I just want to tell you guys, but yeah. See you next week. So now, let's do a proper tour of how the wall looks. The guide.
So this is our first time working with the drywall?
Yeah. This is structured drywall. This is regular wet area drywall. This is because we want to hang something in here in the future.
And here is just the kitchen.
That's the kitchen.
Yeah,
isn't that cool?
That's gonna be the kitchen. This is
so now, let's go into the bathroom.
So here, we are gonna have a shower.
That's the shower cabin that you guys saw last week. If you didn't watch this cabin last week, you can check it there. And here is going to be the toilet. And here is going to be the washing machine and the vanity. That's it. And here is storage place.
Too dark.
Now it's for real. See you guys next week.